Three, two, one. All right, guys, we are at the end of this amazing Virtual Success Solutions Academy. And as you can see, I'm standing up now. I'll tell you, those sit bones get a little tender when you're sitting all day long. So I'm so excited to close this virtual event with this beautiful group of people, starting with Corey and Sarah. And I know many of you have heard this story before, but you know, you cannot not succeed in Nu Skin unless you make a decision to quit. And so many times in this business, if things just don't go the way you want them to go, you feel sorry for yourself and you want to quit. Or if all the people that you signed up that you thought were going to become Blue Diamond first level to you, all of them quit in the same year, you feel sorry for yourself and you quit. The reason I brought Corey and Sarah on and some of their team members is I want them to share their story with you from the way beginning of when they started and their willingness to not quit, number one, but their willingness to tweak and fear forward and make a lot of mistakes to what's developed them into beautiful, strong diamonds. And let me just say, around the corner, very, very short corner to Blue Diamond. I want to introduce, yes, they're my family. Corey is my cousin. Sarah is my cousin's wife. She's the better half of my cousin. But with that said, I love you guys, and I'm going to mute my camera so that and mute myself so that you have the floor. Take the next, 20, 25 minutes and just share your story and, everything else that you feel the viewers could benefit from. So take it away, guys.
All right. Wow. That was an introduction. I'll tell you, it makes you nervous, Tracy. Oh, where did she go? She left. So let's see. I started Nu Skin in November of, what is it?
12, 13,
No.
13.
2013. So, no. 14. It's almost been 3 years. Let's just put it that way. It'll be 3 years in November.
2 years, 8 months, 4 days.
I started this business, and I came from an engineering background. Then I became a stay-at-home mom, and then Nu Skin got introduced to us. And so we decided to do this. He was really more into it than me.
I really hated my job. Really wanted out of there.
Yeah. So I started the business, and when I started, it was like the old way. So it was when it wasn't totally free to join. I mean, it didn't really cost much to join. There's still just the business portfolio that was like nothing. It was practically free. But I started then. And so I did the inviting people to your house and having parties, which I still think are good to do, but I forced myself to go to play dates, to go to library story time, to join MOPS just to meet new people because I lived in a town I didn't know anybody. And so I did those things to build my business that way, and it slowly grew, and I did meet someone and I got to gold. And then stuff happened with whatever reason and I lost gold. And then I got to gold again. And then I lost gold. And then I got to lapis. And then in my world, I lost lapis because those two executives quit, and so I had to replace them. And so what I learned is that where my business started is I started as somebody who was insecure, who was afraid, who was embarrassed about being a part of network marketing sometimes, because people just shun it, and to someone who didn't believe in themselves, it was like, I don't know, last May-ish. Yeah, when I took my grace period.
Wait a minute, I gotta interrupt you. I'm sorry. Come on, tell the real truth here. You cried like a big bull baby.
I did. I
Regularly.
had many times that I cried and I wanted to quit, and I blamed Tracy.
And you blame me, and let's get even more real with people. You
Okay.
did the number one thing that will kill all of your businesses. If you're listening, you compared yourself. And you compared yourselves to people like me and your husband Corey, and other people that you feel like could articulate better words or whatever. So it killed your business for a year. And then what happened?
And then I decided I wasn't going to quit. I can't quit. It's not in me. I don't quit anything. And so I decided that I obviously need to learn how to do this. And so I was just like, oh, well, let's just do this. These UK girls are doing this and they're doing good and they're stay-at-home moms. I'm like, why can't I do it? So I went and started doing stuff that I hadn't done, I tried the toothpaste. I'd never tried it. In the first year and a half of the business, never tried it. So I tried it and I took pictures and I was like, oh my God, no wonder these girls are selling this toothpaste because it works. And so I showed my teeth. I didn't know what I was doing. There wasn't really anybody else in the US doing it. So I just started doing it and taking what I liked from them and making it mine and posting it and making myself be on Facebook more, because I was only that person.
So are you saying, Sarah, that you weren't just born socially savvy?
Oh no. I was just a person who had only stuff on my kids. That was it, once a week. So it took a while. It wasn't like my first post. I think I sold 2 mud masks. That was the first thing I posted about was the mud mask. And then I did the toothpaste and I had only sold a handful. I mean, it wasn't I wasn't one of those people that posted and sold 20, 50 tubes. That was not me. It was slow progress. So, and then I did lip gloss and then I tried all those ones that you can get you can get pictures from. And I started that way. And then I just kept doing it and doing it and doing it. And then I had people buy. And then I had those people that bought came back to me and go, okay, so what is this business? Especially when it turned free. Okay, it's free. That can't be, So what I did was I just changed what I was doing. And that's the same thing with the way it goes now, just the way I do things on Facebook. I'm constantly watching other people and taking what I like from them and applying it to me. And that's the same thing when you start out and they give you a post to do. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't mean you should quit. I mean, because there's 2 types of people and there's 3 types. There's the people who post once and they're like, nobody commented, or maybe they post 3 times. Nobody's commenting, nobody's liking anything. I'm just going to quit. I mean, that's quitting. That's not, okay, let's figure out things that I can do better. There's those people that quit in our business. There's the people who blow up and they didn't expect it and they don't even know what they have. And then stuff slows down and those people leave. They quit because it got hard because they had to put in work. At first, some of these girls come in and it just blows up, but not all those people are going to stay because times are going to get hard and they're not going to try new things and change. You have to change. And so there's those people that they'll quit on you. You'll get executives that you're like, why did you quit? Who cares if these people quit under you? There's a whole bunch of other people out there. You have all these customers that, a lot of these girls on my team are customers before they became distributors. And so you can never, it's just stupid to quit.
One of the things, Sarah, that you and Corey did, and Corey, I would love for you to comment, Cor. I think one of the defining moments for you and Corey, I think about a year into your business, and I think you were crying again, but you just were frustrated because the people that you thought were going to maintain executive leadership and expand their own leadership network, didn't. And I like to use the term drag the dead. And I'll never forget the conversation, Corey, that we had about, are you willing to do two things? Be committed to never quitting and be willing to stop dragging the dead. And I think that that was the defining moment in your business when you guys walked away from people that were not really engaged in this business. Is that accurate to say, Corey?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was 2 points, because after we did that, there's still we still kind of drug along a little bit, but it was a big, to realize when you got, people got to kind of decide on their own and do it, and you can't really drag them along and, understand people come and go. But I think the second one was a little bit after that, when we also decided, we're going to do this business and we're going to treat it like a business. And it's, you'll hear, I'm not the first one to say it, I won't be the last, but if you want it to pay like a business, you got to treat it like a business. If you want to treat it like a hobby, it's going to pay like a hobby. And so that was a defining moment for us.
I get pissed at him for saying that to me.
When we, and there's our kids, cute kids.
It's all good. It's what it is. Leave them in the background. Sarah, I'd be laughing if you see yourself yelling at your kids when you watch the replay of this. This is what it is. This is what we do. Keep going, Corey.
Yeah. So, that was the defining moment. And then being just always treating that business like a business. What we ended up doing is we have so many partners that want the dream but don't want to work for the dream. And you'll see it because everybody's, oh, I want it. I'm going on vacation. And then you never see them post for a week. And it's like, what are you doing? Do you want the dream or not? Sarah and I just spent 10 days on vacation. We didn't stop doing Nu Skin one day. But yet I went fishing with my kids.
I mailed product out.
We mailed product
3 times during my vacation.
we answered questions. We were on phone calls. We were in meetings. And yet I still went fishing with my kids. I went kayaking. I went swimming. I went hiking. We did all the stuff. I never missed anything with them. And, it's okay to do that. And so many people treat it like a hobby that way, where they do it only when it's convenient for them. And it's, usually that's an hour or 2 a week when they feel like it. And then after that, they kind of forget that, hey, if you want it to pay like a business, you got to treat it like a business. So that was a big key point for us when we kind of said, okay. I remember Sarah was pregnant with our 3rd child, and with Hannah, and she kind of, we just had her, I think. And it was kind of she
was 5 months old.
She was 5 months old, and we had a conversation, either we're going to do this and treat it like a business, or we're going to quit and not do it anymore. Because we're just wasting our time, we're wasting other people's time. And 3 months after that, we had over 100 people sign up in a month. And within 3 months of that time, we had 500 people on the team. It just, So we put the effort forward and treated it like a business and turned it into a business.
It's just been so fun to watch your guys' transformation. And I have to just be totally honest with what I saw that really changed was Sarah's confidence. You went from shy, not shy, but more introverted, not wanting to hurt anybody's feelings, you don't want to ruffle any feathers, to being a confident, strong-ass entrepreneurial woman that doesn't have time to deal with people that don't want to build their dream. And I think that's been so fun to watch. And I'll tell you what's happened in your business since Almost Blue Diamonds is that you guys have, because that shift in, I know you know what I'm talking about, but because of that shift in your posture, if you will, or your belief in yourself, it attracted leaders like Brianna and Brooke and many of your other team members. Do you agree?
Oh,
Yeah. I do.
Yep. Absolutely. And the key about like Brooke and Brianna is when you get into this business, it's easy when you have the ups. It's difficult when you have the downs. And you get partners that come and you get partners that go. Those key people that are going to excel in this business realize that you're going to have partners and you're going to have to replace a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
And you just got to keep going. And you got to, those people you think are going to be awesome are going to fall away. Life's going to happen. They're going to get frustrated and they're going to disappear. And that happens. And that's okay. That's their choice. But the people that stick around and say, okay, it's not the end of the world. I'll just find another one. It's kind of you got to have that mentality of, I'm going to do this business with or without you. You can come along for the ride or you can sit back and watch me go. And
I think you learned that from me, Corey and Sarah, because about a year into your business, when Sarah was cooking, I remember the conversation where I said, so what are you going to do, Sarah? What are you going to do? You're going to be stagnant at that spot, that same level, and be miserable for the rest of your Nu Skin career. You're either going to make a shift or you should probably just quit. And I think it ticked you guys off because you didn't quit. And I am so grateful.
At one point, you were probably the worst cousin in the entire world, I think.
Yeah. But I think because what became duplicatable in all of this is that I was willing to assist you guys to stop the bleeding. Nothing is worse on a leader than watching somebody who you think has big potential, but yet they don't think they can do it, because that was your first year, and you sit at that miserable level because you can't get out of your own way. It's more miserable on the leader to watch that. So it's better to say, come on, you guys, you're either going to do this or not. Do me a favor now because I'm exhausted. Decide to do it or quit. And at that moment, a year into your business, everything shifted and you guys were able to duplicate the same thing and look at some of your team members back in the day and say, guys, Corey and I are moving on with or without you. So stop the bleeding and either decide to do it all in or go bye-bye. And I think since then, your business has exploded to one of the fastest growing business in Nu Skin. So comment on that first. Second, bring in Brianna and Brooke.
Yes.
Well, like you said, we are almost Blue Diamond, and I don't think we maybe have one or two of our original executives we started with. Maybe.
No, I don't have any.
Nina?
Nina,
she will be.
She'll be executive this
month. Right.
Yeah. So then
We've
there's executives
changed.
that were executive, then fell out, and then they decided that they wanted to do this again, and then they come back. So I have those too.
Because it's always about timing. Might not be the right time. Just because it's not the right time now doesn't mean it's the right time later. But going into the long story short, you can introduce.
Yeah, so the reason I brought Brooke and Brianna on is because they've been with us a few months, but they've gone through already ups and downs, and they could have quit. Like, Brooke can tell you how many times she's messaged me and says, I feel like I want to quit. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you?
Like 3 times today already.
And so they can share, having people come in and, they do, and people do really good. They both had people come in and do really good. They don't even know what potential they have. And then they quit. It's, and it's not people quitting on you. They're quitting on themselves. So I don't know, Brianna, Brooke, who wants to start with you guys? You can share your journey with us and how you fight through those hard times.
Brooke looks like she's ready to go.
Yeah, let's go, Brooke.
All right. So I'm Brooke Fredrickson. I won't add the extra end to that. So I just was going to talk about like the ups and downs, because I've had a lot of people. Okay, so I started in February. We'll go back. I started in February. Didn't basically just saw a referral post. Really in a bad spot in my life. Felt super depressed. I was anxious, been staying at home, mom for like 4 years. I was doing hair before. I lost a lot of friends, wasn't social, would rather just have stayed home. And then I kind of saw this post and my husband had quit his job and I'm like, all right, well, this sucks because like I like to shop a lot and like do all this other stuff, but we just didn't have the money. He quit his job because he wasn't happy. And so I encouraged him to find something else that makes him happy, regardless of whether or not we're going to make the same amount of money. Well, after Christmas, it was like, ugh, like this is really rough. And so I saw this and I'm like, what is this crap? Like this, one of those I was a scroller. I was like, this is a whole bunch of crap. It's one of those, like, I won't say the other words. I'm not going to say that. But anyway, all those other posts that you see, I was a scroller. So I kept scrolling, but then I saw one of my friends, a mutual friend with Sarah, had like her white teeth posted. I'm like, what? I'm like, I want that. Like, that's not white strips because I have sensitive teeth. So I messaged Sarah. Well, she tagged Sarah. And I was one of the people Sarah had sent a friend request to, and I'm like, I must have ignored it because I didn't know who she was. And back in the day, I'm like, I'm not going to accept people I don't know. So I was one of those people too. And there's a lot of them, and that's okay. But so I clicked on Sarah's name, and I was like, she sent me a friend request. Well, shoot, I'm going to accept this, man. I got questions. What is this? And I just bombarded her like crazy, just boom, boom. It was like 10:30 at night. She was super busy, wasn't getting back to me, and I was just like, whatever. Well, then she ended up getting back to me, and I read on the next day, and then I saw my friend Kathy was selling it. And I'm like, okay, what? I'm like, what is this? And so then I was like, maybe I'll try it. So I just jumped straight in. I had no idea what the company was about. I knew nothing about it, and I just trusted my friend when she said it's free. So I trusted her, and it's free. It really is all free. Like that shop, what's free? Well, this is free, and this is a free opportunity that's absolutely life-changing and amazing. So I'm super happy that I did it. Fast forward to now, I've been with the company now for 6 months. Almost 6 months, and there is a lot of ups and downs, and I've grown a team and had people break away as executives, which is wonderful. And there is a lot of ups and downs. I, like Corey and Sarah said, there is a lot of times that I was like, I'm just gonna quit, because I was one of those people on the downs where there was no interaction in my posts. People weren't buying stuff. I was like, I feel like I'm working so hard and like nobody wants to sign up, and blah blah blah. I'm comparing myself to everybody else. I was doing like a pity party for myself, and I'm like, you know what, like that's not going to work. If you want this business to be successful, and this is what I told myself, you got to work, you got to hustle, and this is what you're going to do. You're going to do it, you're going to stay consistent, you're going to do it every single day, and you're just going to keep on doing it because it will pay off in the end. And it did. So the ups and downs of the business is kind of what like Sarah and Corey wanted me to talk about, but like through the struggle comes success. So like I have a lot of people on my team that are saying, I'm so slow. No, I'm writing these, I wrote all these notes down from what I'm getting from my people. Mm-hmm. I have I'm not getting as much interaction. I'm not meeting my goals. No one's wanting to sign up. I'm not getting as many sales as I did when I first started. What am I doing wrong? Well, okay. First off, stop being so negative. Mm-hmm. And there is a lot of ups when you meet your goals and do all that stuff, but you're not always going to be on a high like this. Never is there a business out there that's constantly going like this. You're going to go up and down, and that's okay because we all do. So
I have a question, Brooke. So you said that this business is not straight up. I mean, there's some valleys that we all have to go through that are meant to be there to cultivate us into the leader that we're made to be. And you went through some struggling times where you questioned whether or not you were going to quit. And you had to teach yourself, I'm going to assume, that you had to start retraining your thoughts of how you're going to adjust when you're having a slumpy time, right? My guess would be that as soon as you realize that your thoughts will become you, right? You've shifted that, right? And so because you have shifted your thoughts into saying, no, I'm not going to do this, quit 5 times a week anymore. I'm done with it. I'm going to use those valley times as opportunities to fine tune and tweak so that I can duplicate leadership to even my team members. Since you've done that, and some of the comments you just read, how are you now conveying that your own experience of the roller coaster of this business? How have you been able to convey that to your team members when they do comment like some of the comments you just read?
Well, I just let them know, I'm like, you're not alone. And what am I doing wrong? That's what they ask me. You're not, it's not just you, because there's a lot of people, but there's things that you can do to better yourself. You need to be consistent. You need to be positive is my huge thing. Be positive, because when you get negative, you literally just go landslide. If you're not positive about this and you don't have a positive outlook on it, if you're not like, I'm going to do this, and you get yourself all, like revved up and you get all excited. If you can't do that for yourself and you're going to be negative, you're not going to go anywhere. You have to stay positive and have fun with it. It's not like I'm jumping down your throat every day. You know what I mean? Like, if you want this, then show me how you want it. Like, get consistent, expand your network. I have a lot of girls on my team, and they're like, I just can't expand my network. I'm like, well, then you're just going to hit a block and you're just going to stop. So if you want to be successful and you want to do this, you have to step out of your comfort zones. You can't just stay stuck in your comfort zone. I was very much in a comfort zone. I was a skeptic. There was no way. I told Sarah, I'm like, I am not friend requesting people I do not know.
You know what's crazy about that is I say it again, your thoughts will become you, people. And so when you can say to a team member, what do you mean you can't? Well, if you can't get engagement like other people are getting engagements on their posts, then you know what? You can't. So if you can learn from that particular post and be willing to adjust it a little bit so that you have better engagement. So it's looking at the situation differently. And, I think you've done just a beautiful job of being able to, keep your team positive and really, when you get those negative comments, using your own experience to tell them, listen, you're not alone in this feeling. I was there. Sarah was there. We've all been there. But are you going to stay there, or are you going to fight forward? And you've done a great job. And let me tell you this, Brooke, you better not quit, girlfriend. You are meant for this business. You are meant to inspire, to empower people everywhere that there is a better way. And I am so grateful for you. I'm grateful for your story. And that's another live we can do another time. But at the end of the day is we're here to let people know that we're no different than them. We've got the same fears. We've got the same roller coaster ride that everybody's on. We all want to achieve the dream. but we have one thing in common, and that is that we are not quitting. We've got lives to change, not our own only, but other people's lives. So thank you so much for sharing. Now, Brianna, oh, hello, Mama. Sarah, introduce Brianna.
So Brianna, so for the people out there who don't think they have time to do this business, Brianna showed me that yes, you can be a single mom, you can have 2 kids, you can go to school. Now she has a job and she still does this business, and she's gold. And she can tell you more about it, but one of her executive that broke his gold decided she didn't want to do the business. So instead of quitting, she was like, I'll just find another one. And she did. And so she's got the attitude, like Corey said, I'm going and I'm doing this with or without you. So she can share more on that. I probably spoiled it all. I couldn't help it.
That's okay. Yeah, I'm different that way, where it's like, I'm more of like, oh, you quit? That's fine. Let me show you how to do it without you anyway. So that's kind of how I was with that. Like, it's like, all right, well, your loss. Let's move on. And I feel like it just pushes you more and more out of like what you're used to, doing the same things over and over. Because I think after a while, people see the same thing and they get bored. So it's like, let me just keep scrolling. So I find that like if you switch things up and change things up, you attract different people, because different people are attracted to different things. And it's working. I'm like, I was freaking out for a minute when I lost her. I'm like, Sarah, I can't do this. And now I have another girl who's already replaced her, and it's the 5th. I'm like, oh, okay, bye, Felicia. So it just, I feel like once you get through that point in your mind where, like you said, once you stop thinking that you can't do it, you're like, oh my gosh, I can do it. And it really pays off.
Brianna, you are such a little gem. Your personality just, I mean, I can feel it, the joy and the love through the computer, and you're so consistent at your posts. And just remember this, that it may not be tomorrow, it may not be the next day that you'll be Blue Diamond, but with your kind of mental toughness of not letting anybody hold you back from achieving what your dream is, that will get you there. And I mean, here's a gal that creates big group sales volumes month after month on her own. Being a single mom, your work ethic is crazy, crazy, crazy. And, you know, you will attract about 12 more Briannas, the route you're going, right? You, Sarah, unmute because we want to hear you.
Yeah.
I'm just blessed to know you girls, and I'm so honored to be partnered with you girls and to continue to learn from you, to continue to see the lives that you're going to impact, and know that you're loyal. Your loyalty to the Nu Skin journey, I feel, is going to stick all the way until you walk across that Blue Diamond stage. So I'll let Corey and Sarah close with closing remarks, and then we'll say goodbye to everybody.
So I was just thinking, I think that the biggest thing for everybody to know is that if you don't quit and you try new things and you get out of your comfort zone and you just decide that I kind of got mad. I get mad, and then I was like, I'm going to do this. So you get mad, you do it. But the thing to remember is you can't compare yourself, and your journey is your journey. Like I heard somebody talk about, like, if you don't go full bore, you're never going to get to the top. Like, that was some other network marketing thing I watched, and I don't believe that, because it took me 2 years to figure out how to do this in my way, and now I'm going up. And so it's not you just have to do it. And when you decide to do it, you go full bore. But everybody's path is different. Everybody is different. And and you have to remember that, like, I know, like, Amy Flanagan, it like dawned on me one time. She said, she's attracting her people. Like, Traci would tell me that I will impact people and I will find people like me. And it's not that, like, that I have to attract this certain type of people to be. There's so many different types of girls on the team. You don't have to attract this one type of person to be successful. Like, I mean, I doubt Brooke thought she just wanted to pay for groceries, and then she's like doing much more volume than that, like almost 10,000. So, that's a lot more than paying for groceries. So you just don't, some people don't even know what they're capable of until they start trying. And a lot of the girls on the team just wanted to make a couple $100, and then they build confidence as they go, and then they go do more. And some it took 1 month to figure that out, some it took 6 months to figure that out, but that doesn't matter because you figure it out eventually that you really can do it. So it just,
Yeah, and I think you got to treat this as your business. In my closing remarks, I'd say this has got to be your business, not anybody else's. So when Sarah and Traci say, don't compare yourself to others, you can't do that because you're at a completely different stage. If you look at the top leaders and you say, oh, I can't do it, it's easy for them. They were once sitting in your shoes, starting off just like you did. And you can't sit there and it's tough to look at somebody too and say, oh my gosh, it's so easy for them. Because from the outside looking in, all you're ever seeing is the easy part. You're seeing on Facebook, nobody puts the crappy things happening in their life on Facebook. Well, some people do, but they're weird. We don't talk about them. But for the most part, most people put all the positive things in life on Facebook because they want everybody to say, yeah, my life's awesome, be jealous of me. But you never see, oh my God, my life sucks, I got to go to a job I hate. Oh, my dog just bit me, blah, blah, blah. You don't see that stuff. All you see is the good stuff. So don't ever compare yourself to someone else's story because you're not getting the whole story. Create your own story. Be your own story.
Be your own story. Create your own story is a good thing to end with. It's been such a joy today to be on with you guys. And again, you'll never know how much I value your partnership and your friendship. And again, live this journey, live this new skin journey with the understanding that it's not about how impacting this business is for you, but how you can impact so many lives through this business. So with that said, we're going to close out. I'm going to be cleaning up all these recordings and reposting so that you guys can share these all with your team members. But just want to thank everybody for plugging in. Give us some hearts and love all you guys and make it a great Saturday night. Bye. See you guys.